ZGRWhyUDead! And welcome back to the Dark Souls playthrough. Where we left off, we had just killed Sif because I wanted to do an early run down into the new Londo Ruins. So we had to kill Sif so that we can get the ring, so that we can actually go into the Abyss, which is connected to the new Londo Ruins, to fight the Four Kings. And the reason, again, that we want to do that is because I want to try and join the Dark Wraiths early in the game to both get the armor set and, you know, just to show off some additional gear and provide myself with a little bit more of a challenge. Now, what I just did there was I used some of my souls to level up my endurance. I think I got to about 16 or so. 16, which is going to let me wear a little bit more armor, but we're nowhere where we want to be able to wear all the armor end game. But it's a good start. So we're going to start making our way towards the new Londo Ruins, which, again, is connected via the Firelink Shrine. Now recall with the new Londo Ruins that the enemies in here are ghosts, and they can only be hurt if you're cursed. So to get around that, we either have to have a cursed weapon, which I don't have, or you have to use a transient curse item. And I believe I have one of those in my inventory right now. Luckily, when you kill the ghost, though, there's a chance that they drop 2 transient curses, so we're going to kind of try and bank off of that. This is normally a zone that I would not go to till almost the very end of the game. I believe in my last playthrough, this was one of the final bosses that we went after, the Four Kings. It's pretty tough when you're low level. I know that this game could be completed all with level 1, but I mean, it takes a lot of skill. And especially going at as pretty much a full melee character, this is just going to be... Well, we'll see what happens. Because the Four Kings can be a bitch. When I was fighting Sif, I decided that I wanted to wear some lighter armor so that I could take off Havel's ring and put on the Chloranthy ring for the stamina regen. And it looks like I'm going to end up keep wearing that gear. It looks pretty cool still. I think I've got a pretty decent set of defensive statistics still. And now here we are coming on the first ghost. So I'm going to use the Transient Curse. And it's the last one that I've got. And it lasts, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 minutes, I'd say. But luckily, I'm able to take these ghosts out in one swing with my upgraded +9 two-handed sword. Now up to the left here, there's going to be a ghost that's going to be hiding. So you want to have your shield up when you come around this corner so you can, take care of him. And then the next room here actually has several ghosts in it, and it's kind of a booby trap. So you want to kind of walk in and then back out right away so that you don't get trapped by all of them. Otherwise, they can really mess you up. I mean, one ghost by himself is not too hard, but if you've got a room full of them, they can push in your poop. There we go. So 2 more transient curses. It's going to put us in better shape in case we die. I know it usually takes me at least 2 to get through this zone all the way. Up here's the parrying dagger. This item is good for a replacement for your shield because it makes it easier to parry enemies. Supposedly, I've never actually used it because I fucking suck parrying enemies anyway. And I like shields better anyway, so fuck it. These Banshee ghosts here actually call all the other ghosts in the vicinity to come attack you. And it's not an issue right here because there's not any ghosts around. But we're going to come up in a little bit, and we're going to run into another one where if you run into her at the wrong time, you can really get owned because she calls, I don't know, probably about 10 or 12 ghosts at you. The ladder that I just kicked down a second ago is actually a shortcut. In case we die, we don't have to go through a bunch of these ghosts we've already killed. It kind of makes it an easier way to get back up here. And we can see, I don't know if you just saw that down below, there's 2 ghosts down beneath me that typically I'm just going to run straight through and then hope that they kind of come back up to my level so I can actually fight them off. And then now, this next room is filled. This is the room with probably 10 or 12 ghosts in it. So you kind of have to be really careful as you go through. There we go. Oh, I thought I used a transient curse. Just healing myself up. And when you go in here, you want to try and pull out as few as you can at a time. You know, pulling 1 at a time is great. 2 is fine as well. I'm just going to kind of run in and then run out to see if some of them follow me out here. There we go. So, whole shitload of them are coming at me now. So even by this point in the game, we can already see how powerful this two-handed sword is, even at just +9. By the end, we are going to get it up to +15. My transient curse just wore off there. Again, a good way to tell when your curse is going to run out is if you just keep it selected in the bottom left corner. It will be highlighted when you can actually use it, but not highlighted when you can't use it. Ooh, that was a sweet move. Because there's nothing worse than getting surrounded by a bunch of ghosts and having the transient curse run off right away, or you not having the transient curse enabled, so you can't attack them, and then their attacks go right through your shield as well, so you can't even defend yourself properly. Sometimes these ghosts can drop a ghost blade, which I believe is a cursed weapon as well. It's a little short dexterity-based weapon, I'm pretty sure. And you can use that to kill them without having to use a transient curse. Now here's that banshee I just killed before she could even scream. But if I were to run in there earlier, when all of the ghosts were still in the room, I would have just got owned. Now up here is the guy that sells the items that remove curses. But, or maybe he doesn't. Regardless, he's the one that gives you the key to the new Londo Ruins down below. And normally, after we've gone through Sen's Fortress and Anor Londo and we get the Lord Vessel, which lets us teleport, he'll just give us the key for free. But since it's so early in the game, we have to straight kill him to get it. There's only one more thing that we're going to get in this building, and it's the Curse Bite Ring, which significantly increases your resistance to being cursed. And it's good that we're here this early in the game because it will come in useful. We'll use it during our battle with Seath the Scaleless. And in my last playthrough, I did not have this ring at that time. It wasn't much of an issue anyway, but it does help. That way you don't have to wear as much curse resistance gear. If you can just get a big boost right through your ring, you'll be able to wear heavier armor during the fight. I think I've probably got about 11 or 12 green Titanite shards now, and I'm going to use those to ascend a weapon later in the game to fire +5. I don't ever get it up to +10, but I certainly could have. And really for no other reason than just to see the flame enchant. I was hoping that it would actually make a fire effect on the sword like you see on the very final boss in the game, but unfortunately that's not true. The only time you see fire is once you make contact with the enemy. So really I like to think of everything that I'm doing right now as still prep work for the end game, or even mid to late game, when I really start to pick up all the sets of armor, all the weapons I want, the spells and the enchants. So I apologize if this seems like it's going a little slow, or rather if I'm not showing anything off yet. It's just, it's all prep work for what's going to be epic in the end. See down below, that was the Valley of Drakes. There was a couple drakes on the bridge there. They're kind of tough to fight. They have a lightning-based breath attack that's pretty powerful, and they hit pretty hard too. It's not a zone that I will be returning to. So now all the water is drained out of the new Londo Ruins, so we can actually use these elevators to go down into the ruins. And down there's no longer going to be ghosts that we're going to fight, but instead we're going to be fighting the Dark Wraiths, which I believe have a chance to drop some Dark Wraith gear. I'm not entirely sure on that. And there's also some big blob-looking things. But what's more important is while we're down here, we're gonna get the very large Ember, which will let us bring our two-handed sword up to +15. So here's the first Dark Wraith. And my strategy with all of the Dark Wraiths is just to circle around them along the right-hand side and go for backstab moves. That's actually the armor that you get when you join the Dark Wraiths as well. Same with the sword, and that's actually the sword that I'm going to be putting a +5 fire enchant on. So at one point in this game, we will look like the Dark Wraiths. These guys are really pretty easy if you can get that backstab off. So in here there's two Dark Wraiths that can be aggroed right away, and then there's also the big blob thing in here. Priority is going to be to take these Dark Wraiths out really quickly because that blob can really fuck you up. It was not too hard with my Sorcerer because I had some ranged attacks, but this one's a bit riskier. Oh shit! Well, that was close. I can hear that blob thing coming up on us. I gotta take this dude out quick. Oh shit. Shot his goo at me. It's too bad we were against a wall there when he did that animation. That actually drains humanity from you, and that's a move that you can do once you join them when you get their fist weapon. One good thing about being a cleric or a paladin type class like this is that we do have those extra heals, so we don't run out of Estus flasks. So the big blob has a series of attacks. First he spits those exploding skulls out. He also has a spear that he can shoot a long ways that does a lot of damage, and then he also shoots that goo, which when you get covered in it makes you move around really slowly. I got covered in it. I'm not overly concerned, it just makes you slow for a little bit. I find that these guys are actually pretty easy to beat though. If you can get around on their backside and then just keep kiting around in a circle, you're able to keep on attacking them and they're not going to be able to fight you back. It's actually a pretty cool design for an enemy. Looks pretty disgusting. Souls trapped in there trying to escape or something. Okay, now we're going to go up to the very large Ember, which is just a small detour up these stairs here and around. Okay, so I guess the only thing left to do is to fully clear this area so I can make sure I get all the hidden items and all the souls. And then we'll probably go back to the bonfire at the Firelink Shrine to rest up, get all of our flasks back, and then come back down again. It's a lot easier to get here this time around because we've unlocked some shortcuts in doing so. Then again, here's that shortcut. It's got I think a large Titan or a Titanite chunk maybe inside this treasure chest here. I was trying to use the force push to push that dude off, but for whatever reason it wasn't working. But I guess it worked out in our favor because we were able to see the animation for that humanity grab. That weapon's actually the fist item that you get when you join the Dark Wraiths. So you can use a basic R1 attack, which is a punch. The R2 is the humanity grab. Or you could put it in your offhand as a shield, and then that's the shield weapon that you see these Dark Wraiths use. I don't know if it's possible to get two of them. I think that would be cool, because it seems like the Dark Wraiths all have two, since they're able to use the shield and the soul grab at the same time. You know, I wonder if the L2 does the humanity grab. I guess I've never tried that. And then up ahead here, there's two more Dark Wraiths and then one more of those blob things. The blob things don't respawn, so that's kind of why I go through this area at least once or one time first to clear it out, in addition to gathering all the souls, as we want to take those out so it's a lot quicker for running back to the Four Kings if we find that we're going to be dying a lot. Seems to be a pretty good spot to farm souls. We've got 23,000 already. I'm pretty sure I didn't have any when we came in here. Looks like these Dark Wraiths give about 1,200 each, and I know that the big blob things give you 5,000 for each kill, though they're not farmable. And here we're seeing the advantage of the Chloranthy ring and how fast I get my stamina back, so I'm able to constantly swing my weapon at him, whereas I would not be able to do that without the ring on. Yeah, he definitely used that with his left hand, didn't he? So I guess I'll have to try that out. By putting that weapon in your left hand, you're able to use the shield and the soul grab. But anyway, that's clearing out the new Londo Ruins. We're going to go back to the Firelink Shrine now, spend some souls, and then we're going to make some attempts on the 4 Kings. So stay tuned for that. See ya.